What's up, everybody? It's your girl Kimmy here, and I'm here with.
Captain, you already know who it is.
No, they don't know.
They don't know?
They don't know.
Well, now they know.
All right, Negro.
Captain.
Um, and this is the Kim No Cap Show. Welcome, 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 welcome. I hope everybody's having a fabulous week. How's your week been, Captain?
Oh, the week has been hectic, you know what I mean? But it's been good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome. So listen, let's just dive right into it.
Let's go.
We're going to dive right into it. First of all, we want to say rest in paradise to Mr. Kevin Samuels.
Yeah, rest in power. I like that one. But rest in paradise, rest in power, rest in peace.
Yeah.
You know, rest in pleasure.
Yeah.
You know.
And for those of you that may not know, Kevin Samuels was a jumbo YouTuber. What would you describe his content as?
Kevin Samuels, to me, it was a talk show. It's a podcast, right?
Yeah.
But, and I've been telling you this, you know what I mean, for a little while now. Podcasts are not traditional podcasts no more.
Okay.
Like, podcasts is like almost TV shows.
Right.
Without being on NBC, ABC, or whatever network.
Right.
And Kevin Samuels was, I think, I look at him as one of the first to organize it, set up, have micro control and major control over his image and everything, and run his podcast like a TV show.
Right.
Without the live studio audience, it was a TV show.
Right.
You know, and so he was a relationship guru, you know, image consultant. Yeah. And, you know, what he was about is trying to get more, primarily and particularly, black couples married, right?
Okay.
But for anybody, right? And closing the wide gap on the genders and, you know, and bringing them together so that they could realize they more could see alike and be alike and get together and get along together instead of having two vast, wide, disparaging or disparities in ideologies. Men is from Mars, women's from Venus. You know what I mean? Or men is from Venus, women from Mars. However the book went, you know? So he was that one, you know, bringing people back to reality and making men realize their inadequacies and pulling them up and also pulling up women.
That sounded like a pretty nice description. You packaged it into a very nice nutshell. However, Kevin Samuels wasn't in the headlines speaking of things that fit into what you said.
Yes, he was. His platform.
He wasn't in the headlines for that.
Yes.
He has been described as a misogynist, right? And just before we get more into it, me personally, as a black woman, I really loved Kevin Samuels. I enjoyed his content. He was rude, he was crude, and he didn't give two shits about it. However, I understand why some people thought he might have disliked women as a whole just because on his show, on his YouTube production, pretty much from what I've seen, right? He would be talking about different topics with respect to men and women. And then women, mostly black women, would call into the show and he would check them. Oftentimes quite raw.
Yeah. Well, okay, well, let's jump right into it. We got to put things in perspective and we got to be truthful, right?
We have to be truthful,
right.
For sure.
The first 2 years, right, it was a man show. He was pulling up men, black men particularly, and any man who phoned in.
Right.
He was pulling up men.
Yeah. And he said nobody cared about that.
Right. He took it to where he think he couldn't take it no more, hit the glass ceiling. Right. Then he flipped it and did it on women. Did his research. When you see him on Vlad TV, when he talks about it, he says he got down all the economists got all the stats together, right? Psychologists, all the university professors, right? Went down in the science, how men think, how women think. So his research and his ideology wasn't coming from nowhere. He approached a lot of people, like, you know, finance people, this and that, the other.
Yes.
And then
he's in the corporate world.
Right. But no, when formulating for his show, to bring his stats about women. That's what he did, right? He went straight to the like the government stats about marriage and the percentage of marriages, how much black men are single.
Right.
So he got all of his information,
Yeah.
which is facts.
Right.
That part is facts. When you see information, percentage of this, who files for divorce more, this and that, the other, as me and you have been doing now on the Canadian side. Right. So he got that all. Then he flipped it on women. Right. And so when he flipped it on women, it wasn't for black women only. It's primarily for black women because he wants to see black marriages. He said that all the time. White women had phoned in too, right? Other ethnicities had phoned in, right? But primarily for black women. He wants to see black marriages thrive.
Right.
And then that's when all hell broke loose. Right?
Okay.
When he listed some of the inadequacies of some of the women, that all of them were saying they wanted this particular type of man.
The high value man.
1%er, basically.
Okay.
Right?
And can you just tell our people what is considered a high value man? Because even though the term has been around for a long time, it really didn't get popular until, I find anyway, until Kevin Samuels, brought it about. So what is a high value man?
Well, according to Kevin Samuels, the high value man was a man that is recognized by his peers, right? A circle of high value, right? Who's linked and visibly connected, LinkedIn and visibly connected, like you can see what they do, CEO of so and so, blah 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 blah, right?
Kind of like Ottawa's Sunshine Club.
Kind of like that.
Yeah. Okay. Just saying. Like I'm just trying to,
right?
Place it where it goes here.
Usually, in it was 1985 when the term came out, six-figure man.
Okay.
Right? In 1985, meaning men in North America, right, who make six figures. Right?
Okay.
Not having one good year of six figures, but at least 3 good years.
Right, consistently.
Of making six figures or over. Right?
Okay.
Those kind of men are men who usually go to school after school at least 10 years.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Go in university, right? PhDs, those kind of people. And then it's their six-figure earning after all the debts are paid. After all the debts are paid. Because you can come out, you could be a doctor, but you got $120,000.
Right.
In student fees. You buy your first condo. You're driving a BMW, which is $8 a month or whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Whatever. So that's not. You're making $7,000 a month, right? $8,000 a month, but it's coming in your hand on Friday, and $4,000 of it is going right out to.
Right. So that's
mortgage,
a non-high value.
Right. So
that's a low value.
Right.
Okay.
Majority of men, the highest earning potential, right, is between 45 and 65.
Okay.
After your house is paid off, after this and that, and all the debts are paid,
right.
Then what you earn is your stack.
Okay, so bringing it back to Kevin Samuels, he was addressing the women who wanted a high value man.
That 1% over $100,000 a year, right? 7% of in Canada. Well, just for Canada, for the stats that we did last week, only 7% of Canadians, 7% out of 35 million, make over $100,000 a year.
Yeah.
Which I was even delusioned. I would think there was lots of people making over $7.
Especially in a government city.
Right. And this is men or women. When you break it down, out of the men, it's only 4%.
Okay.
Making 4 point something, whatever, it was.
Let me just write that down. Do you have any numbers of those dudes?
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't mind myself a high value man.
And it shrinks down if you want a black man.
After the debt.
If you want a brother, that shrinks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want one of those brothers.
So
I'm probably one of the people that would call in to Kevin Samuels and be like, hello,
I hear you.
I need a high value man. An HVM, please. I wonder if you can order one of those on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, if you have the Prime, probably.
Okay, I got the Prime.
Yeah.
Prime steak.
But even me, I was disillusioned to that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Growing up as a teen, 20s, even 30s, I thought people make over 100,000. There's millions and millions of them all over Canada and the States. And it's not like that. It's disillusioned. Right? We're disillusioned with that because we see NBA, we see NFL, we see Major League Baseball, and we see actors and, whatever, and musicians.
Right.
And we think that.
And the Real Housewives of Vancouver. That was on for 2 seasons.
So when you see all of that, you think millionaires just running around the place.
Right.
Only 400 men in the NBA. Why does that disillusion us? And it's only, out of the 400 men, not all of them are stars. Some of the benchers you never see only play the exhibition games and when the team is up by 20. There's not million and multi-millionaires just running around willy-nilly.
Yeah. Right.
So just as much as I was disillusioned,
right.
like, when I was coming up, Women are too when they see that on TV. The NBA stars, the baseball. I don't know about baseball so much, but football, NBA musicians.
Right.
So
right.
when the woman used to phone in for Kevin Samuels,
Yeah.
they want that 1% of the population.
And what was the problem? What brought the sauce for when these women who oftentimes, in my opinion, or out of my observations, may not have been at the same level of man that they desired, and they would call into Kevin Samuels. And what was the problem?
One of the problem was all of them wanted that particular man. Some of them, from what Kevin Samuels did with all his research, qualified from that type of man what they usually look for in a woman. Okay. Right? Remember, so he got go to Vlad TV and see his like hour-and-a-half video. Right. When he said he went to the universities and got the professors and they did on all the stats and everything. So, and him himself is high value, right? So he knows what generally those type of men look for.
High value enough to say that he brought in what, 10 million last year or 4 million?
When he was in corporate sales and stuff like that, yeah. When he was in corporate sales.
I think his net worth is 4 million, isn't it?
Yeah, now from his new podcast and this earnings, right? So, yeah. So when he started this podcast, right, he worked hard and he built himself up, right? Of course, these podcasts are like TV shows. You can donate, he does private consultation, right? This, that, the other. And
he's an image consultant.
And he's made to the point of $4 million.
Would an image consultant be the equivalent to what Will Smith was in Hitch?
I guess so.
Okay, just checking.
A matchmaker. Sure. Well, I think he used to help you with your image and help you to go out in the corporate world and how to conduct yourself in the corporate world, right? And stuff like that. And help you conduct yourself when you're trying to even look for a potential partner to mate. I'm guessing, right? But from hearing him talk, yeah.
Okay, interesting. I'm really sad that he's gone. I really enjoyed. He just had this confidence. He was always dressed to a T.
Yeah, the man could dress.
He could really dress.
I'm not a suit and tie man myself, but he's always sharp at it. He's sharp at it.
His suit and ties looked like they were custom made.
I'm sure.
Fitted.
I'm sure.
But just for an example, I remember watching a Kevin Samuel episode on YouTube, and a lady called in, right? So he was speaking about certain things, and then he says, "Okay, who doesn't want to agree with me, or who doesn't agree with me? Call up, right?" So a lady called in, and one of the first things he explains is, number one, we don't talk at the same time.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Over-talking me.
There's no over-talking me.
Right.
And I think he asked her for her weight.
Right.
And so let's say whatever number she said. And let's also say that, she was breaking the rules about the over-talking. Right. So then he was like, hold on, man. Big Bertha?
Yeah. Yo. Well, look at it like, go. Well, okay.
Hold on. I found he called certain women. He called out certain women for being larger than a linebacker.
Right. Yeah.
Which was facts. You know what I mean? Up indeed. He'd call them Big Shirley.
Yeah.
He would say, Big Bertha, Big Shirley. You're bigger than a linebacker. Yeah, you know what I mean?
At your size and weight.
Your size and weight. And you want somebody up here. Like, practically, you need to check yourself before you riggedy wreck yourself.
Yeah.
Before you start to desire these high-value men. Now, bringing it back, he made comments about how some of these big women were at risk of heart disease and heart failure and such. Fast forward to May the 5th, I believe it was, 2022. He died. He transitioned to the other side. Even though it hasn't been official yet, but some reports are putting out there that he passed away of cardiac arrest.
Yeah, it's been from the first day. It was saying heart attack or something like that.
Now, here's what I want to talk to you about. The reaction from predominantly melanated sisters, mostly in the States,
Yeah.
about this man's passing.
Yeah.
And pretty much making fun of the irony that he would make fun of some women that were a certain size, claiming that they would die alone, unmarried, and were at risk of a heart attack. So a lot of people are jumping on the fact, well, look who died alone. Look who's unmarried.
Yeah.
And look who had a heart attack.
Okay, yeah. Well, that's snicker slide remark, right? When you want to attack somebody, you're gonna make, you know what I mean? That's like snickering, that's slide remarks, that's slick talk, right? Well, off the bat, right off the rip, as a community, right? As black community, it's never been cool to make fun of somebody dying. He wasn't out there like, you know what I mean, killing folks, or like, you know what I mean, or world leader, you know what I mean, oppressing people, or anything of the sort, or bombing countries or anything like that, right? So he was there, right, trying to get men and women to come together, right? A lot of people who mention these kind of things, they never really followed him like that, right? They saw some of the clips, they made their own opinion, right? Remember, he used to travel from city to city and have relationship groups, right? And he was getting people married in his groups, right? Remember, he talks about that, right?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, about 12 people have gotten married within that last year from his groups, right? So you'd go to Atlanta, you go to LA, go to different places, right? You say, I'll be in your town next week, and we have the men come together, you know?
Right.
And I think it was a group, it was a social group online or whatever, right?
Were you in it?
No.
Okay, just check. You might want to sign up.
Yeah, I ain't high value enough.
Okay.
You know? But
you said it, not me.
Yeah, so anyway, but that's what's up, right? But no, he had these social groups. So that was his thing, getting people together, right?
Right.
So a lot of people saw the things, got triggered, right?
Okay.
Didn't like him from that, right? Didn't really follow too much after that. You might have followed the clips here and that. And he said it on Vlad TV. He said, listen, man, he says, I can't compete with that. You take the little 2-minute clip out of a 45-minute conversation with a person.
Right.
I can't compete with that. Right? As we know, this is what media could do, or anybody has a bad intention. They could do that with us.
Yeah.
Take a little clip, this and that, and put us in a bad light. You or me. Right? So.
Well, I don't know about me, but go on.
All right. Well, so with that being said, a lot of women didn't really follow him religiously or devoutly, right?
Right.
So, but they know the clips that just turned them off for whatever.
Yeah.
And from that now, he's passing, and you make snide remarks towards the dead, right?
Yeah.
And that has, throughout history, that's never been cool. That's not a cool thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're praising Black Death too. Like, you know what I'm saying? And this kind of consciousness and wokeness and where we're supposed to be as a race of people, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No. So I don't fuck with that. But me personally. However, I can understand people saying, okay, you're talking about health. When he used to criticize the woman about health, let's get it right. Let's get it real and true. Being overweight can never be healthy. No matter which era, society, this and that, certain cultures like big women or big men or this and that, we know being overweight, you're in a more unhealthy state.
Okay.
Period.
All right.
You understand what I'm saying? So he can die of a heart attack, right? But a heart attack is different reasons why his body might be malfunctioning, right? So, but his weight is in control. He might not have weight. He might not have diabetes. He might not have this, that, the other.
Right.
You understand? He beat cancer. We know about that. He beat cancer when he was 21.
21 years old.
Yeah, 20 or 21. He beat cancer.
He had Hodgkin's disease.
Right. And they found it early.
Yeah.
And that's why he was able to, beat it and stuff like that, finding it early. But now, what would cause heart attack? If it is a heart attack. The rumors are going on, it might be a heart attack, right?
Yeah, cardiac arrest.
Right. But that still doesn't negate the fact that being overweight is not a healthy disposition.
Okay.
Right? We know that.
Yeah.
Period, point blank.
Yeah.
For men and women.
Let me just take a sip of my crush here.
With all that sugar.
Ooh,
you feel it going through your brains.
Yeah.
Right through your veins right now.
I don't
right?
normally drink pop, but I don't drink spring water either.
All right.
Anyway.
So, that's what's up.
So being overweight is generally unhealthy. The way that he delivered it to the ladies was
and one
extremely...
more point. Most of those men that those women were looking for, that 1% of population men who makes millions, and you hear the people phoning in to these shows, very delusional. A man has to make like 10 million a year, all these kind of numbers. They are across the board. You know what I mean? Them kind of men, they love fit arm charms, so to speak, like we used to say back in the
Right.
You know what I mean? Fine, fit, petite, this and that, half their age kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They don't want doo-doom, doo-doom, doo-doo-doo-doom. You know the sound effect.
Right. Which I heard him say, and that's another thing that people are jumping on him about.
Right.
He passed away in the presence of a woman, a nurse.
Yeah.
That they keep on mentioning that she's a nurse, but he passed away in the company of a woman that he met the night before, spent the night at his home, and then in the morning, he was complaining about chest pains.
Right.
Apparently, she went to go help him. He fell on top of her.
Right.
And he stopped breathing.
Right.
So apparently she called down to the front desk
Right.
to request a defibrillator because she's a nurse. And she called 911 and he was dead upon arrival.
I think, on the way or probably right when they arrived or something like that. But he was dead before the hospital. He passed,
Yeah. So the lady who we tried to look at her Instagram, she's made her Instagram account private now. But the lady that he passed with was 20 years his junior.
So she's 31 or something like that? Because he's
32.
54 or something like that or something?
He passed that. Well, some people are saying 56, some people are saying 57. But I believe he just had a birthday in March.
Okay.
So I don't know if he just turned 56 or if he just turned 57. But anyways, the lady that he passed with was 20 years his junior. And a nurse, and she had some cake.
What?
She had some cake.
What kind of cake?
Some squishy, moist cake, I guess.
What do you mean? She had booty?
She had booty.
Firm booty?
They're calling her a BBW.
I think that's
What does that stand for anyway? No. Big, beautiful, and wide? What does BBW stand for?
BBW stands for Big Beautiful Woman.
Right? Okay.
That's what it stands for, right?
I thought it was wide.
Wide? Hey, that should be a new one. That should be a new one. Big, beautiful, and wide. Okay. But big, beautiful woman, right? And that's what I always knew. Maybe that one applies too, right?
Yeah.
I saw the pictures of her. I think people just want to make their attacks, but she's stacked. She's thick.
Yeah.
Right? She's thick, but she's not like, she ain't got no gut with the bomb seat. You know what I mean?
She's got a little bit of a fupa. A petite fupa.
Yeah?
She's not
It's
cut.
not six pack. It's not cut.
She's not cut, and the reason why people are jumping on it is because when he described what the high value man deals with,
right,
it doesn't seem to fit that description.
Well, he's still a brother. I mean? Brother gonna like the curve. A man could say, "Yo, I want a fit woman." I like fit women myself, right? But even in my fit woman, if a woman's a little bit thick, right?
Yeah,
I'll take it. If the belly's a little smooth, I'll take it. It don't have to be six pack, not like a track star fit.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. You don't gotta be Flojo, but you know what I'm saying? I'm a little old school. What, you know what I mean? You don't know who Flojo is. You know Flojo?
Yeah, the runner, isn't it?
Track star.
Yeah, I thought so.
I think she passed now though.
What?
I think so. Anyway, so you know what I mean? You don't got to be six pack and all of that, right? But live a little smooth and stuff like that. But you gotta have that backside.
Right.
For brothers generally. Right?
Yeah.
Now, a man can fall in love with you, fall in love. I've been with some skinny woman.
Yeah.
I've been with a woman so skinny when she stands sideways, she disappear. You know what I'm saying? She was skinny.
Is that her?
No, whatever.
I don't know what's going on.
She was black though, she was beautiful, but you know what I mean? Because, you know what I mean? That was my girl, so it didn't really matter after that.
Yeah.
But I used to try to feed her a lot. It was like, yo, you better eat a burger.
With the D?
With that too.
Okay.
McDonald's, junk food, burgers.
Yeah, get
Wendy's,
healthy like you.
Yep, Kentucky Fried Chicken. The girl put on some weight. You know what I mean? But it was my girl.
Yeah.
So Kevin Samuels, he might say, yo, high value man, and himself would like a little bit more fit. But she come, it's curvaceous. Everything else is stacked, 32, 26, 36, whatever.
Yeah.
Hey, ain't no problem. She's only 5-10 pounds out of what he would wobbly. You know what I'm saying? So, but if anybody wants to attack anybody, they would find something to attack them. Right? So, because he's not liked by certain segments of people, they're like, oh yeah, well, she's a BBW. What's up, Kevin? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you don't talk about the dead when they pass like that. Like, because you don't give a chance, the person doesn't have a chance to defend himself.
Yeah.
Like, in the streets, we don't do that. Like, you have an enemy, boom, boom, boom. If they're dead, it's like, yo, okay, leave it because they can't defend themselves.
Right.
So that's unfair. It's like, that's more than being a bully. A bully could, because you're strong, the person, you're beating them up. They can't even defend themselves. They're dead.
Yeah. And he is dead.
Right, so... she's beautiful, though. The girl's beautiful.
Yeah, she's a very good-looking girl. Yeah. Unfortunately, another thing I wanted us to touch on is the fact that his mom found out by the onslaught of social media and the negative things that they were saying about Kevin Samuels passing. They were saying things like, yo, I guess this ninja's gone to high-value heaven.
Well,
I was like, man, that's cold, man. They're saying he always sipping on that Red Bull, and I guess the Red Bull gave him them wings. For real.
Yeah. Well, Red Bull is,
dangerous stuff.
Yeah, I don't know, but, we have to wait till the autopsy comes first. Yeah. Right? So that's one. Let's wait till the autopsy comes. Right?
Some people even say that he met this OnlyFans prostitute.
She's actually an OnlyFans person?
I don't know. I'm just telling you what the streets are saying.
Okay, well...
That he met
the streets?
A hoe on OnlyFans.
The streets.
Them YouTube streets.
Okay.
Okay? Because YouTube does have them streets. So he met this woman on OnlyFans. It sounds like they are implying that they had a wild night of sex. Maybe the Red Bull, maybe some cocaine. They even said some cocaine that may have been laced with fentanyl. You know what I mean? Yeah. Maybe even some Viagra upon it.
No, well,
and then maybe they woke up the next day for round 2 and too much.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but it's real speculation, right? So we're pulling the straws with that one, right?
Well, not really pulling straws because when you do, well, at least I would assume when you meet somebody and you bring them back to your house. I mean,
don't go there. Leave it alone. Leave it alone.
I'm just saying, before I was saved.
Yes.
Thank you, Lord, for saving me. Before I was saved.
Your Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ?
Yes. My Lord and Savior. Shout out. Before I was saved, I never lived a promiscuous life. I don't even know how to spell promiscuous. But I know that when I was about to do the naughty, especially the not so supposed to be doing stuff, I would try and get in as much naughty as I could in a short period of time.
So round 1, round 2, round 3 before the sun come up?
Yes. And then hopefully sun comes up, you get a couple more rounds in, send them on their way.
A couple more rounds. You can't get...
Well, that's why a lot of people can't romp with me, because you can't really relate to how I used to roll. Okay?
Listen, if you got 3 rounds in one night, that's enough.
Yeah.
If you got that.
For your standards.
Okay.
The men that rolled with me, no different. Anyway. Part of my past. But yeah, the next day I would try to get in as much or do as much. And then when they're gone, they're gone. You know what I'm saying? So maybe they had a night of passion.
You're trying to kill brothers.
No. No, you need to talk to that girl. You need to talk to that girl.
Like you're saying the girl killed Kevin Samuels. You're trying to kill brothers too, man.
No, I'm not trying.
Or was trying.
I wasn't trying.
So what
That's just what happened.
Yeah, whatever.
That's how it was. You
Anyways,
know what I mean?
going off topic with the one, because hear what it is. That's speculation though. We don't know. He met her at some function. It was some function. They went back. We don't know if they spent the night together or they just chilled at his place together, but we know what it is. But we don't know about that. So leave that.
We don't know, but we know what it is, but we don't know?
Well, if a girl goes back,
flip-flop to me.
Well, okay, because it's still speculation for, you know what I mean, just gossip thing. Hear what? She did go back to his place. They met the night before. They go back to the place. They were chilling. They were cool.
They were playing dominoes?
Yeah, they were playing dominoes. He gave her 6 love.
Yeah,
so anyways, so what happened is now, the next morning, he's complaining about chest pains, this and that.
Next morning, he slammed that table.
right? And she went to help him, and he fall, right? Boom, boom, boom.
Hold on,
It's
that's
just
another thing too.
no.
How do you go to help somebody and they fall on top of you?
Well, maybe because she was in the kitchen and he was in the
Or
bedroom.
maybe
still.
he was ramming out that pam pam.
No. Okay.
And
yeah.
that's how it happened.
Cool. Whichever which way it happened, she tried to resuscitate him, see what's going on, made the necessary things that she had to do. Being a nurse, she called the front desk and stuff like that. She was concerned.
Or she poisoned his ass.
Nah, man, easy with that. So now, her life, she was just a normal girl going about her business, about her life, but now her life is on the world stage. She doesn't want that, so she put her thing private, which I don't blame her, right? You know what I mean?
She says, please leave me and my family alone.
Yeah, because you know what I'm saying? It's unfair that she should get any kind of, you know what I'm saying? Any kind of harassment or, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Undue media coverage, invasion into her personal life, right? So, because we didn't know who this girl was from before, now you can Google it, see her pictures. Most of her pictures is blocked out because she's private or whatever, but, you know, so, and she just wants to, it's probably traumatizing for her too.
I know, I'd be traumatized.
Yeah, it's traumatizing for her, and it's very scary. Invasive. You know what I mean? Not only that, she probably has siblings. She probably has mother, father, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Around, you know.
And she probably didn't realize, and especially in Atlanta.
Yeah.
He's a big deal. Like, yes, the world stage knows about him, but that's in his hometown.
Yeah, he's known.
And he's got over 1 million subscribers and followers on his social media. Yeah. So from when the Atlanta police report came out and it gave her full name, I'm sure like people just want to have interviews. People say, because remember, we're living in a time where there's no filter when it comes to the internet. Like people literally think that they can say whatever in however manner that they want in the comment section. And it's crazy. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
But that also makes me want to touch on heart disease in the black community and it being that silent killer.
Yeah, I don't know too much about heart disease. You know what I mean? Like, you know, yeah, of course I heard about it and all that, but I don't know too much or what's the real numbers on heart disease in the black community. I'm not too sure about that.
Really?
No. I know about diabetes.
Heart disease and diabetes is the top 2 killers in the black community.
Like I've said, I've heard about. That's never. If you really think of it, most black people talk about diabetes more in the black community than heart disease. Like the narrative, diabetes is, you know what I'm saying, and this and that, and us with sugar and all kinds of stuff, right? Yeah. But the narrative with heart disease, I think, is general in North America, right? I've never heard it specifically relating to the black community.
Doesn't heart disease go hand in hand with high blood pressure?
I'm not sure. I gotta research it. I'm not sure.
Into that.
Right? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm not sure.
Because the blood comes from the heart, no? Like the pumping? So the blood pressure, when it's high, it's like, brrr, isn't it?
That's your expert diagnosis?
I didn't say I was an expert. I'm just trying to understand.
I don't know. We can research it for next time.
We'll find out.
All right?
Yeah.
So,
apparently heart disease is a silent killer.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So then, I still say we have to wait though, man.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, what really concerns me is that we shouldn't show our nasty side like that as a black community.
I'm embarrassed.
You know, that's what really concerns me in the meantime. Because regardless, if you didn't like some of the stuff he said, and most people could not really refute what he said statistically. Okay. Right? He was very well thorough with his statistics and his facts that he bring, right? Okay. Certain numbers, right? When people would say things like, all black men are in prison and jail and stuff like that. No. He has a number of males in prison in the United States, black males in the United States, right? The one of 51% is, or 54%, whatever, is unmarried with no children. Like, he had all those stats. Right. Right? Okay. So, you know, when a woman would say things like, a man can make, you know, she wants 4 kids, this and that, but she wants high middle class lifestyle, right? With 4 kids in like upper LA or upper California or lower California. And he knows all the tax laws in each state, and he did it, right? And he said, middle class lifestyle? You know what I mean? Or living in the hood, you know, welfare, like 4 kids, like, you know? Yeah. If you want that, it takes about, you know, $300,000. Like, or he would break down numbers, not that number per se, but he would break it down. And a lot of people don't know this. Right. When you want private school, you want 2 vacations a year, you want this, that, you want to buy your child a new car when they're turning 16, each child, like, you know what I'm saying? And give them these things. Guess how much money it takes for that?
Yeah.
Do you want to work?
It's true.
After you get pregnant? Or how much percentage of the bills? And you know what? All of these things, if you think of it.
Yeah.
All of these things. We saw it played out with our grandparents, but they just didn't discuss it like that. With our parents, we just saw after your brother or your sister come, or your siblings, or your auntie, your cousin, right? You just saw auntie ain't working as much for the first 5 years, but uncle's still working. Right? Because she got to, breastfeed, stay home, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Me and my generation, we never saw daycare. This daycare thing, this is a new thing. None of my generation, I don't know what a daycare is.
Yeah. But that's because
you understand?
Your generation had it a lot more together.
Well, we can argue.
My generation is a mess.
Right, we can argue all those things, but I do know I saw all the things played out. That, maybe behind closed doors at nighttime I didn't hear the arguments, whatever, you know what I'm saying? With certain of the elders, but the mother's not going back to work right away. The father gonna have to pull it.
Yeah.
Right? Most of it. That means the bills, the car note, this and that, the other. Right? Food, everything like that. So when he breaks down all these things, his delivery though didn't go over too well with some folks. Right. But let's be fair. Some of those women that phoned in, they came in right off the rip with the nastiness. On top of that too. Right? So he set a standard. If you think of it, what separated him from the other podcasts? He ran his stuff like a TV show. Okay. And as a TV show platform, they're still calling it podcast, but it's like us still saying the word mixtape. But it is actually CDs now. But he used the word tape because that's how it was invented. It's called mixtape because in the 80s, right, mid 80s, late 80s, early 90s, it was on cassette tape. But it's actually the mix is on CD now. We don't call it mix CD, we call it mixtape. Well, we call it podcast, but they're actual shows. You couldn't go on the Oprah Winfrey show and overtalk her as the host. No, she has a certain set of decorum. I ask the questions here, you answer. You couldn't be one person in the crowd and want to get up but want to have a black screen, don't want nobody to see you. But you want to ask questions? No, you got to make yourself visible. Right. But on these shows now, you want to come in with the nastiness. You want to do this. But, I don't got to put you on camera, but I got to see you. Right. You used to say that, right? Yes. You might not go on camera to war, but I got to see you. No, this anonymous nonsense and stuff like that. Because he's a grown man. Right. You know what I mean? Not no fake account or nothing like that. Let me see who you are. I'll give you a little gap and I won't put you to the world, but I got to see you. I'm the host. It's my platform. Respect my position as the host. You come to my platform, or I'll bid you good night. Yeah. Right? And that will throw people off. Yeah. And then he gave you the hardline facts. It's like, yo, you're 75 pounds overweight. So your height, 75 pounds overweight. Yeah. Go focus on that. Right. Unless you have a thyroid problem, unless you have this or that, he said, right? Come on now. But you want this man? Why this man gonna take you and he can get a nice fit girl, you know what I'm saying? And he's making $1 million a year. I hear you. Cool. About a week before his passing, he had gotten quite a lot of coverage on the internet because he said something along the lines of, if you're 35, if you're a woman and you're 35 or older, you are society's leftovers. Something along those lines. What? You're society's leftovers? You're the leftovers in society. If you're 35, what is that? If you're 35 and older, right, unmarried, right, kind of not settled down or whatever, right, you're considered leftovers in society. Bomba. Okay. Oh yeah. So a lot of people went nuts for that, and that's yet another thing that they threw back at him. When did you're over 35. Yeah. You died alone. Right. You know what I mean? Okay. He had 2 marriages. One lasted. One was a short marriage. One lasted a little bit longer. Got divorced. Right. This, that, the other. So, okay. Yes. So that's one of the things that he said that was controversial. Right. The theory is that, and not the theory, the way how it goes socially is that men control the nature of the wedding. Because men propose to women. Women don't propose to men. So men, when they're ready to get married, they propose when they find one.
Yeah.
The woman waits to be proposed to, and she just filters out through the hundreds of men who are coming at her, or whoever's coming at her, right?
Okay.
In these shark-infested waters, which one she wants as the best suitor.
Mm-hmm.
Still primal nature, like mammals, right?
Okay.
Men coming trying to, she gonna pick the best one.
Mm.
But all the men is gonna try to shoot their shot
Okay.
when he wants to get married.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe he doesn't want to be in the third marriage. Maybe he does, but
He
wait.
does.
Maybe,
Well, he
no,
did.
I'm saying at this time, maybe at this time, right?
Yeah.
But wait till he's like 60, maybe get more, couple millions. You know what I'm saying? And blah 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 blah. But he tried marriage, so he's not afraid of marriage.
Mm-hmm.
As a man, which should be that's kudos to him. Because most men who get in a relationship, remember when the guy was like 17, 18, the first girl who break his heart or did something. What does that guy say? Fuck all these bitches out here. These bitches are just trifling. And, you know what I mean? And then he swears off relationships or love or really hurt or whatever he's going through.
And then he goes to the booty?
You know, stop it. Stop now, man. So,
Okay.
anyway, so, or some men who's afraid to commit, have long-term relationships with girls but don't want to commit.
Yeah.
He committed twice. And
Right.
it wasn't that scoring because he did it again, tried it again.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
In his 30s.
Yeah.
Kudos.
Yeah.
That goes against the theory that black men don't want to commit and all that stuff, right? Mm-hmm. That one lasted a little longer. Boom. There's a child involved. I think it's a daughter, right? Or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Went into business, and he has his own business now, right? As a podcast host. I always call it a talk show host, right? Because I give the way, especially the way he did it, he was
Yeah.
a damn talk show.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? His imagery, he picked out his imagery, everything. You know what I mean? The equipment, and you know, really professional level. So, what the fuck we talking about again? What was the point?
I don't know. You went all the way
What
around
was the point?
back to the talk show.
No, I was saying that.
The point was
he died alone. The girl
speaking
said,
about being 35.
"Oh, leftovers.
and
All right. Leftovers. All right. So, yeah, that's harsh. When you said it to me, it sounded harsh.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll put it in perspective. When I was coming up, me and all my brethren, when we were teens, right? When we see a girl, especially if she's fine, especially if she got no children, especially if she got it going on, got her head on her shoulders, and we used to try to holler at her, girl, what's up? We're kicking our game, and she didn't have no kids yet, or no man scoop it up. We used to always say, yo, what's wrong with her? Because we know men troubling women, by the time they're 15, 16, men troubling women all the time.
Right.
So men trying to get at you.
Yeah.
So you 25, you ain't still got no kids yet. Maybe you don't want none. We don't know. Maybe you're not crazy. Maybe maybe you just want to do your thing because you've seen relationships didn't work out in your small community, whatever, right? You just focus on you. But from the man perspective, we were looking at, yo, what's wrong with she? Maybe she's psycho, because most likely you might have had relationships, but
Yeah. Something didn't work out.
Something didn't work out. We just know that, right? So even nowadays, when you see a woman, 35, 36, 37, and she don't even have one child, and plus if she's a dime, we're like, yo, because enough men be trying to breed those kind of girls when they're younger, the fine ones. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She might have taken precautions, this and that, the other. I wouldn't say the leftovers, but since men pursue women, that's how it's gone, right?
Yeah.
God made it that we pursue you. If
Yeah.
you find and got all your things in order, and we pursue, and you couldn't find one suitor that you said, okay, I'll give you at least a long-term relationship, or at least a marriage. So I think that's what he's trying to say. But his style, he's not going to say it like that.
He didn't say it like that.
He's going to say it.
And me personally, I didn't take offense to it. I was just like, yo, sometimes the leftovers sweeter than the first course. Like pepper pot. You ever had 4-day-old pepper pot?
Oh, Lord,
It's
mercy.
sweet, Narasa.
Some of the people
I'm
don't know
just
what pepper
saying.
pot is, These people
Oh,
out there.
well, I'm Guyanese. Pepper pot is very delicious. And they're selling it now through President's Choice, pepper pot cooking sauce.
Yeah, I saw that.
Anyways, it's a beautiful, delicious, traditional dish made from us Guyanese people.
Yeah.
And it's
they
black.
say... Yeah, black.
It's black from the cow's rip.
But they also say, when it's in the fridge a couple of days, the meat it tastes sweeter,
it's
right?
sweeter.
It tastes sweeter.
I'm
like the
over
sauces
35.
get into the meat and everything.
Yeah,
So.
I'm over 35. And if you want to call me a leftover, I mean, whatever. But I would never get so upset over somebody who has their own channel. You don't have to watch. You don't like somebody's content, you don't have to watch it. Why are you going to sit there and watch something,
Yeah.
get all upset, got all angry to the point where
It's-
the person on the show who passes away, you're happy that they're gone.
I'll tell you what it is. I'll tell you what it is.
Yeah.
What it is that his delivery wasn't nice. Well, not his delivery. His delivery was nice sometimes. Because sometimes, it was only the savage moments. You have to watch the whole shows, right? Sometimes he debates with women, and he would actually tell, women would make points, and he would say things like, I'll give you that. Or, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He said, okay, granted, but blah, 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 blah. So he gave
Yeah.
women their points when they made certain points too. When somebody says, I give you that one, but check this angle out too. Or, you know what I mean? All right, cool. But why so and so and so and so? Right? You don't get, those ones don't go viral. You have to watch the whole show. You understand what I'm saying? So we know how it goes, right?
Yeah.
But with the leftover thing, his situation is that, right?
I'm just sorry. I don't mean to cut you off, but one of my favorites is when a girl, very good looking girl, called in.
Yeah.
And he did that regular question, how old are you?
Yeah.
And she's like, guess.
Oh, yeah. Well, the
And
one,
he
she
just-
lied first. She said she was 35 a couple minutes earlier. And then when he asked her about 2 minutes later, she said, how old are you? Then she go guess. And he goes, I'm not playing that game. Right?
Yeah, I don't know if she lied first. I just remember him saying, he just went smooth. Click. She cut off the screen. And he's like, guess these nuts.
Savage?
Yo, he
But
was
no.
a savage. I loved it.
But if you think of it, you're phoning in on a show,
Yeah.
a professional show. This is his livelihood. Remember I said, we call it a podcast, but it's a show, and he's conducted. If you haven't seen how he conducts himself as a
Yeah.
show, it's a professional show.
Yeah.
You're coming in and you're doing strippiness though.
Yeah. Like if you have
Because you know
some-
why? Because she's watched a couple episodes and he knows where she's gonna go. She knows where he's gonna go with that, and she
Right.
knows she doesn't have all of her I's dotted, her T's crossed, and you know the check marks to say, okay, so I fit all the criteria. Now where's this $1 million man, right? That she wants. So she come in, I guess, like that's real, and it's cool. There's times
but
when you
that's
can have a
after
joke
that.
and stuff like that. There's times
Yeah.
for jokes. There's time for fun and laughter and stuff like that.
Right.
But in that format, come on, why are you
Yeah.
gonna say guess? Like, you're not 21, you know, guess?
Yeah.
I could guess.
And he wasn't having it, and he didn't pretend.
And he's a grown
He
man,
did not
right?
pretend.
So you have to understand.
Guess
so
he's
he's not
nuts.
really being savage. He's really being, because think of it. If you're going to therapy in any of these doctors' offices here in Ottawa, could you try to pull that? And your first time you paying money, you're going to the and say, so Dr. Rosenberg or
Yeah.
whoever, yeah. So how old are you? Guess.
Yeah. Or they ask, what's wrong with you? Guess.
I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
don't
I
give me that-
know.
don't give me that.
I
stupid-
hear you. And you know what, though?
So
it's
then
a
when he
lot of
does
them
like that-
same women, a lot of them same women that hated him so much are the ones that would call in.
Some
Like,
of
if
them
they
called
want to
back
get
twice or 3
views-
times because what happened is they realized the first time, okay, you know what? Okay, I approached it wrong. So 2 weeks later they'll call back in and then have a kind of conversation. They might take 20% of his advice, some of it they might adjust it with their own belief systems or what their mother gave them or whatever. But they still realize he did give some little valuable advice. Right? You don't take all. Just like when you go to therapy. Sometimes you might not take everything the therapist says.
Yeah.
We don't follow everything our damn mothers and fathers tell us.
Right.
It was normal people in life wouldn't go through the problems we go through if we listen to our fathers and mothers.
Right.
Right? So we adjust it to what our brethren or female friends tell us. School environment, what we see in pop culture, our parents, what our church, and then we formulate our own thing.
Yeah.
You understand? So, but nobody seen nothing done like that, so it's savage. But it's not really. It's firm. It's direct. It's straight to the point.
Well, some people consider it misogyny, and they considered it abuse towards black women. So now,
Yeah.
a lot of vloggers and such are coming out with material with regards to Kevin Samuels. And just out of my observation,
Right.
I've seen many black woman sphere channels, which is, you know what I mean, pro-black woman, and some gay men's vlogging channels speaking like, yo, listen, black women don't owe Kevin Samuels a damn thing, right? They shouldn't have to feel bad for somebody's passing that had no respect for them. They shouldn't have to bite their tongue towards somebody that never bit their tongue in regards to them specifically.
Okay, no, well, talking about somebody's death and somebody talking about what choices you made as a life to reach this point and saying that you want this particular outcome, right? It's two different things, right?
Yeah.
Somebody can't say, I want to be the best, highest paid person, but you don't want to, in a particular field, but you don't want to, after high school, go straight to university, straight to college, get your grades up, discipline yourself for 10 years, do your internship, blah, 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 but you want the outcome.
Yeah. Excuse me.
It don't make sense.
Right.
It don't make sense. You're mad that other people make $200,000 a year in society, but you don't.
Right.
Then you make choices and you want to rob, steal, or this or that, or always swindling and conniving, and then get vexed. We make choices in life.
Right.
Period. Every single body, myself included.
Yeah.
Choices I made 10 years ago make me in trouble right now. Or give me blessings right now.
Yeah.
Either which way, right?
Yeah.
So it's all choices at different stages of life. Choices that we're making today is going to affect us 10 years from now.
Yes.
So, with that being said, he calls, nobody in the planet Earth has no problem calling out men on their inadequacies.
Right.
We have to admit that.
Yeah.
Men have to take it.
Yeah. I know I have no problem calling you out.
Yeah. There you go. There you go.
All day, every day.
Right.
Yeah.
We can criticize men as far as politicians, leaders, kings, activists, anybody.
Yeah.
Pastors, parents. We can call out men. But it's never been a thing to hold women to the same standard for inadequacies or failures or bad choices.
Yeah.
Right?
Except for Guyanese men. You guys like to point out every inadequacy, every wrinkle, every pimple, every crease, and everything.
And in a certain aspect, we do call a woman, you know the saying, no woman, no cry. Woman gets a protection in the planet Earth. And it always has been, because as the fairer sex, so to speak, right? We hold and call a woman. We, as the male gender, takes on the brunt of not only the elements, you know what I mean, back in the days, whatever, but what life has to offer.
All right, Noah, calm down.
Okay, you know what I'm saying? But so now this new narrative is shocking.
Yeah.
It's a shocking narrative.
Yeah.
To ask a woman about her weight. Because even though she was overweight, or whoever's overweight, oh, you don't do that. Like asking a woman about her age, you don't do that. Where do these things come from?
Yeah. Apparently from Cosmopolitan.
You know what I'm saying? You can't ask a woman her age. A woman never tells. Fuck out of here with that bullshit.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So what happens is now, when we do this, it throws people off.
Okay.
It throws people off.
Yeah.
Right? And women, because they've never been asked this way, they have been in a way, but during their peers, they never took it offense. They never took offense. Like if the girl said, girl, you know no man wants you. You got 3 kids by 3 different men. 5 kids by 6 baby daddies. You know, the jokes, whatever. You know, girl, nobody wants you. Stick with Tyrone, and Tyrone treat you good. Girl, Tyrone ain't doing shit. He still work at Walmart, girl.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Her friends might think of it and challenge her a little bit, but generally, for another man, that rubs them the wrong way. But he's a talk show. He's telling you, if you do change these things, lose 20, 30 pounds, you have a man up there. And there's actually a lot of men out there for you, sister.
Yeah.
But guess what? He doesn't make $100,000 a year.
Right.
He makes $52,000 a year.
Yeah.
He makes
and
47.
What's wrong with those men?
And what's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with that.
He will protect you. He would love you. You would get 1 child, maybe 2 out of it, because you already have children already.
Yeah.
You don't want none. But he can be there for you, and with your little 35, 40,000, his little 45,000, blah, blah, you make a life together.
100%.
And you die, you go to your 80 years old, and you die, whoever dies first.
Yeah.
But here what happened with the woman. They don't want that man.
Jesus, man, you almost took out my esophagus.
Not your esophagus. They don't want that man. You know? They want this man up here. Up there.
Right. I watched an interview with him and the lead attorney. Do you ever watch the lead attorney on YouTube?
No.
Shout out to the lead attorney. So he was an attorney for like over 20, 30 years or something.
All right.
And he's retired from the practice. Anyways, he'll cover things and he'll give, his perspective as an attorney.
All right.
So he had an interview with Kevin Samuels or whatever, or he went to Kevin Samuels' house and had an interview, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
So Kevin Samuels was speaking to the fact that the lead attorney was living that high value lifestyle. And the lead attorney also shared that he was married. But because of his work, he wasn't able to give his wife the time and stuff like that. And he said a lot of women that think they want these high value men,
it comes with consequences.
Hold on, it's about the money.
Mm-hmm.
But not really. It's like you don't really want me.
Mm-hmm.
You want the lifestyle I could possibly provide. But it does come with consequences.
Because high value men work 60 hours a week.
Right.
High value men ain't going to make it to little Johnny's baseball game all the time.
Yeah.
He's doing this new acquisition, this new deal, this new merger. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He has to work for at least a good 20-something years.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So he's going to miss all that. He still love you. He still love the kids.
Yeah.
I watching this thing the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Little Timothy, he's a Caucasian boy, like 20. Cussing his father, because his father missed a lot of those kind of stuff, those baseball games and this and that. The boy live in a big house, you know.
Yeah.
The boy turned 16, get that, nice car, brand new. Not no second-hand $2,500 Honda Civic.
Right.
Or $1,500 Honda Civic.
He's got the Range Rover.
Right.
Mm-hmm.